much like my friend Assemblyman O'Scanlan, and even as I heard from my other friend John Bramnick in the committee hearing, there are pieces of this bill that I think we would all like to see. And I think, quite frankly, as we take a very important initial step on arbitration reform, something that for so long was really something that we couldn't discuss, that many of us who had components of this bill that we would like to see move forward, we will continue to have those discussions outside of the bright spotlight that allows for a constraint of growth and cost at a local level while the cap is in place. I know I, for one, feel that the appeal process that was removed from this is a critical component because the uncertainty of an appeal is what drives people to the negotiating table to try to find a reasonable compromise and to drive reasonable debate and dialogue during a negotiation. I also believe that the last best offer that was a piece of this up until the last week or so is also critically important. And while with the cap in place, it really narrows down those negotiating topics from 0 to 2%. Those issues, when the sunset takes place, are critically important to have in place or a variation of them. Because when that 0 to 2% may not be there or may not need to be there, that for future economic crisis, there is an opportunity to keep people at the table with the uncertainty of what the outcome is, which is what drives fair and rational arguments. So I look forward to continuing to work. I think the mistake we make too often in government is that once we try to seduce the public with the 30-second soundbite and we acquire or achieve something, we walk away as opposed to continuing to dive in on issues that we've been so passionate about, and I hope that we will continue to do that. I recognize how hard this is to get to this point. I support the efforts of all the people that were involved in this, including mayors from around the state that I've been fortunate enough to meet with and learn about their process, as well as union leaders who, to their credit, stood up to talk about balancing the needs of the property taxes first with making sure that we can preserve public safety. And so many of us, regardless of party, sat with those brave men and women and listened to their concerns. Because after all, when that building is on fire, it is those people who rush to that fire to make sure that those we love so much are safe and sound.